When I talked about the casting change on the 65 Mustang and the Mustang 50th 5-pack, here you see it has an opening hood. You can see a gap. Well, now it doesn't have that opening hood anymore. What Arthur Rojas said that on the Ferrari 5-pack, it seems the F40 from the recent Ferrari 5-pack will lose the opening rear hatch too. Here's the version with the opening rear hatch, and I've been looking over a week to find the sample he's talking about. Now the 2014 Ferrari 5-pack has been out for months. Here you see a G12 production code. G stands for 2014, 12 stands for the 12th week of the year. So that would be like the last week of March this pack was made. Here we have another one, G25. So let's see, divide that by 4. That's about 6 months. That's sometime in the middle of the year. And as you can see, still had the opening hatch on both versions. G25. Then the next week, G26. Let's take a look at the other 4 Ferraris in the pack. Here we have the Enzo Ferrari. Nice black color. Got a red racing stripe going down the middle. Red stripe with the white pinstripes on the side. Nice sleek model. Got a low profile. This way when it goes really fast, it stays hugging the ground. Up next, the Ferrari 458 Spider. Has white stripes on the top. White stripe on the side. Now, the ones I'm showing you right now are from the pack with the casting change. I did notice that with this one here, the 458 Spider, I don't know if you're going to notice with yours, but here's the one from the older pack from earlier this year. You can barely see a gas cap. You can see a little, right there, there's a gas cap. Now on the newest version, I can't see it. It looks smooth, but that could be just because the paint filled in the shape there. So I don't think it's an official casting change. I think it's just because the paint had filled in the gaps. Next up, let's take a look at the Ferrari 612 Scaglietti. This one here. Silver stripe on top, black outlines, black painted headlights. As a matter of fact, the other two, they also had headlight deco. Red interior. Sunroof on this version here. Let me show you the headlights on the other two. So they had painted headlights. Kind of makes it nice. The Ferrari 430 Scuderia, I'm not sure. Stripes again on the top. This one's kind of neat because it has the windows come through and create headlights. So you can see into this part right here. It's not painted. This is the plastic, same as the plastic part right here. Comes down, so you got yourself some headlights. That's pretty neat. Let me give you a look at all sides. And then the feature car for this presentation, the Ferrari F40. Here's the new version. Let's bring out the old version. Old version had the opening hood in the back. So that's kind of a fun feature. Got a moving part. The only thing is, it's got this big old gap. So it's been this way for a while. And with Mattel, it's probably partially with Mattel wanting to cut down the cost on the parts. They want to have less moving parts in the $1 line. I think it might also have to do with this big old gap here. They've used this casting for the, I think, Boulevard series or something. And it's just an eyesore when you see a big old gap there. I'll have to go into my collection and see if that gap was always that big or not. So what did they do? They made it unibody. It's all one piece. They changed the tampo. Right here they had the tampo come and stop at the wheel. Well now, because if they try to tampo all the way here, this is painted actually separately. Sometimes you can see this part is slightly different color than this part, so they paint these separate. Anyways, if they were to assemble it and then try to tampo this, it'd probably be pretty hard to line it up. Well, now since it's unibody, they can have this stripe come all the way through. Gives it a nice sleeker look instead of them just trying to squeeze the tampo in between the wheels. Let's see what else. In the past, the older version, it didn't have painted headlights. It didn't even have plastic headlights. That color you see right there is actually the metal. It's actually the metal base. There's the metal base, and then they have these this opening, so you have the silver part, so it gives the illusion that it's a headlight. But it's all right, you know, for a dollar toy. It was okay. I had no problem with it. So now they sealed it, and there's no opening. Let's see what else. That looks like about it for the front. I talked about the sides, the top. Now, of course, since this had the motor part in the back, since you really don't have a need to see the motor since it's closed, they changed the interior, and I won't be able to get a shot. But the interior is one black plastic piece all the way, and the motor is part of the molding for the interior. Otherwise, the glass looks the same. This plastic right here, has ridges, so they kept that look. And in the back, it's pretty much the same. Sometimes you'll see the paint fills in the holes a little bit, so it doesn't look to me like they really changed much. But there it is, casting change for the Ferrari F40. I'm wondering how, I want to go to my collection and get some F40s and see if that gap was so bad in the past, or has it just been wearing out. Fantasy cars on the left, realistic licensed models on the right. So let's see, let's get some Ferrari, Corvette, no, Pontiac, VW, Chevy, lots of Chevy. Here we go, Ferrari. Okay, let's see. Make sure I lean all the cars back before so they don't fall out. Let's see, here we go, F40, can tell, it says 40 right on the side, that makes it easy. Oh, I got two right there. Let's take those two out to see how they are. Here's another F40, here's another couple. We'll take a closer look. Let's see, I don't see any more on the bottom. Let's see, who do we have? This looks like the same one, but maybe a wheel variation. That might be all for now. That's good enough for a sample. I didn't look it up, but these Ultra Hot Wheels, these were they were popular in the 90s. Mattel used the Ultra Hot Wheels. When you look at the gap's not too bad. It's pretty close. Nice tolerance. Whereas the ones from 2014 from the pack, big old gap. So kind of getting sloppy. I'm sure it's kind of hard for them to maintain tolerance for a little $1 model and have it be perfect. They got to crank them out. They make them by the hundreds of thousands, you know. So both of these wheels were popular in the 90s. This is more early 90s. And this one here, I think mid to late 90s. I didn't look it up for sure. I'm just going off the top of my head. But see, even the ones later on, you can see a little bit of a gap right here. The first one's pretty good, looking really good. And then here's another one with the Ultra Hot Wheels, that yellow variation that I pulled out. Pretty good tolerance on the gap. Now let's go ahead and get more to modern day. Here you have the PR5 wheels. That gap's kind of widening. And then last up, this one here, I don't recall if this was part of a Ferrari series at Toys R Us, or if it was in the, I can't think of the name, Speed something. I'm sure you'll tell me. Very nice release. This one here has the co-mold tires. Excellent release. A pretty reasonable gap right there, not too bad. So while it's nice to have moving features, maybe they'll still have this model for the adult collectibles and, you know, keep it in use with the opening hood. I don't know, we'll find out. But to be honest with you, when the models start getting big gaps like this, I don't like it. It doesn't look good. Like that panel was a 56 Ford panel. Started getting a big gap in there. I didn't care for it myself. Me, I'd rather have the nice clean look of this newly tooled Ferrari F40. I just noticed it lost its metal base too. Oh well, that's alright. If they keep the cost around $1, that's kind of what I'm looking for. I like the nice clean look. It's alright. If you want to check out my video of the casting change on the Mustang 50th, you can click right there. I did a track time with the Ferrari F12 Berlinetta. You can check that by clicking down in the corner. As far as the jammers, these plastic cases that I use, I have links for them on my website if you would know where to find them for purchase. I like to use them. They stack real nicely. I keep all my cars, and you can see I put the bases to the bases so that the paint doesn't get scratched up. And it looks like I'm going to have to get more jammers because I'm out of rooms. I need to start my Ferrari #2 jammers. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.